Hey y'all. Hey. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me and see me okay? And did you see the countdown a minute ago? Curious. I'll tell you why in a minute. I just want to see. Hmm. You can't hear me or the music? Yes to the countdown. Can you hear me now? I just want to make sure it's working before I go on. It's been a while since I used StreamYard. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so thank you. Yep. So hey everybody, sorry about that. I had to get through some technical challenges. I updated my computer and for some reason my Melon StreamYard, or no, not StreamYard, my Melon streaming won't link to my channel anymore. So I'm going to cancel it and go back to free StreamYard. So that's why. But I hadn't used StreamYard in so long, and it took forever to get me set up. But I'm not buying streaming software. I did the other one because I got like a really good deal on it, and they just renewed it for the same price. So it made it nice because I had all these features. All right, anyway, that's my issue. Sorry, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for helping out. Hey, Lisa Colovi. Hey, Gwen Broke Cowgirl. Hey, Denise Pacell, which is Green Granny 2. Hey, Alicia, Strange Reality. How are you guys doing tonight? Can you believe it? It was almost 60 degrees here. If not, it hit 60. I couldn't believe it. On November 17th in South Dakota. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. I ended up cleaning our chicken coop. And the reason why I did is usually we start the deep litter in September or October. And I did do that. But instead of adding more bedding, I just said, I'm just going to clean the chicken coop. So it's 2 months less of bedding to take care of. So everything is nice and clean. So that always feels good. I hate to do it, but it feels good. Chicken coop, I am not a fan of cleaning. And it's not because they're gross. It's more because it's hard to, it's not an easy thing. It's like Gwen always says, having to clean out her mucker stalls for her goats, right? You got to go walking back and forth. It's just a pain. Good. Glad you guys are doing well. Hey, Craig made IBC wicking tubs today for the garden. Deer-proof with the cages for next year. That's awesome. That's really great. Glad you're well, Green Granny. Nice, Lisa Colovi. I'm glad. Oh, no, Gwen. Ooh, maybe you slept wrong. I hope you feel better. Hey, Holman's Homestead. Saw you put out a pie video today. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I got to check it out. I ended up making today, I made corn chowder, but I didn't have any cream of corn. So I made my own cream of corn. And then I added that in and made some corn chowder with potatoes and made that out of the sweet corn that we blanched, and ended up making, Gwen remembers I had a pint jar of cowboy candy that was the refrigerator version. And I only had about that much of jalapenos in there because I didn't have enough. Well, I scooped them out and I put that with cheddar cheese and made a loaf of cowboy candy and cheddar cheese sourdough. So that'll be good. So we had that for dinner. It was really good. So that's cool. Ooh, you found a place in RC with free IBC totes? Ooh, do tell. That's exciting. You don't have to say here, of course, but I'd love to know. I'd be interested in those. Yeah, so we had that for supper tonight. It was really nice, and it was good to get some things done. And Waylon is doing really well. He's definitely a little behind the weight of Hank now, which is funny, but that's okay. He'll catch up because he's a Barrow, but he's doing well. Good morning, Annette, our urban homestead. Hope you're doing well. You're always busy up to good things. But it was just such a beautiful day today. It really was. It was absolutely gorgeous. I can't believe it's November 17th. My baby's birthday was yesterday. I can't believe my baby is 31. So that's pretty funny. So I talked to him yesterday and his daughter, and that was fun. But yeah, it's been a really beautiful weather-wise here. So we'll definitely keep taking it. And I think if it keeps up, into December, I'll go out and clean it again, because that'll make springtime coop clean out a heck of a lot easier. A heck of a lot easier. Aw, you're so sweet, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa and her husband are the godparents to my son. So that was, feels like eons ago, doesn't it, Lisa? Hey, Annette at the Cow Emporium. Hope you're doing well. So, and you got to check out Annette and Glenn and their gardening video they just put up, and they talked about $50 February and all that. I'm in awe of all the stuff they grow. Did you guys see that the grow zones were redone, and some folks had some significant changes? I'm still trying to figure out if ours changed, because when I look on the map, we have intersections here of different zones. And when I put our address in, we're 4B. I don't think that we changed, but I'm not sure. Thank you. Thank you, Annette. Thank you. Yeah, I was talking to him yesterday, and his daughter kept jumping on the phone, and it was just funny because she's 6. She just turned 6 the end of October. So it was cool to hear her and see her. Yeah, another lifetime ago, Lisa. Oh my gosh, no kidding. No kidding. Zone 9. Interesting, Gwen. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to check it out, because I think we'll either be 5A or something. 2009, I had surgery for a rare cancer on this date. It saved my life. I'm glad to hear that, Denise. I'm glad you had it. And look at you now, beautiful. I'm so glad. Oh, it's crazy, I tell you. Life is crazy, all the stuff it throws at us. You guys getting ready for Thanksgiving and everything? It changes, Alicia, because they update it every 10 years. And they do it based on the temperature and the frost and the zones and all that stuff. I wonder if we are now zone 1, Yogi. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's really strange. I don't know. I have to look it up. So yeah, exactly. I'm not changing how I grow either. I wish our Thanksgiving was so late in the year. Yeah, your Thanksgiving is really early. Took a cold this morning. Feel rotten. Oh, feel better, Holman's Homestead. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Brian's Lowe's Hills Homestead. Yeah, so it was pretty wild to have all that. But I'm kind of curious. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about tonight is, we go from that busy season, right, of all that hubbub and, springtime and summer and gardens and meat chickens and all the different things that we do, right? All these things that we do all summer long. And then we get to a certain point, and I know some of you way in the South are not at that point yet, maybe, or it's a little different than us. But I'm wondering, for us to be this warm at this point in November is a blessing, and I will take it. But we've slowed down quite a bit because, the meat birds are all processed and put away. we're all ready for winter. We've been ready for winter for a while now, just because, you got to make sure you're doing all that kind of thing. And I'm just kind of curious how are you guys doing with the slowdown season? Or maybe you haven't slowed down yet, but do you have projects for the slowdown season? Because I know that this time of the year is usually a different way of doing things, right? So it's all about doing different things. I know for me, it's, back to bread baking, which I don't always want to do in the summertime. And, I've been doing more crocheting because I have some free time and that kind of thing. And yeah, like Gwen says, this is when you can actually do stuff outside. She had, 120 degrees, for crying out loud, for most of the summer. And it was unbearable to be outside. Now she can be outside and enjoy the cooler temps, and it's nice out. I mean, I was cleaning the coop today I had a sweatshirt on and a vest, and I really didn't need either one. A t-shirt would have been fine. I couldn't believe it. Brian says he's not ready for winter. He won't be ready for winter next time this year. Yeah. Are we ever ready? I know for me, it's like I do enjoy snow and all that, but the first few times it gets cold, I'm like, this is ridiculous, and it takes a while to get used to it, because you get used to that nice short summer and it's beautiful. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So what do you guys have going on? What do you have going on for this time of the year? Or are you just enjoying the peace? I know Annette posted on her Instagram, so I'm going to say it, but she had a picture of a little Highland calf, and she said she wanted 1,000 of them for Christmas. I second that. I'd love that. But it's really cool. It's just a great time to get some things done and everything. Denise has been doing deep cleaning from top to bottom after being ignored all spring and summer. Yep. I tend to do it more in the spring. I'm so bad in winter, but you're smart to do it now. Hey, Nancy, our treasured home. That's wonderful. Strange reality. I mean, I do like snow for Christmas. I really do. I've always lived somewhere where we had snow most of the time in the winter, even in North Carolina. It was hit or miss there, but you would get enough snow to get out of your system. Look, if winter stayed mild, I'd be fine with it, because we get our heaviest snow in the spring. So Homan's Homestead, we're hopefully helping harvest 3 hogs Thanksgiving morning. Wonderful. Wonderful. And Annette says she's cold all the time now that she's home. Yeah, amen. Me too. Me too. And she said, mind you, I work with seniors who liked it at 80 plus Fahrenheit. Yeah, they do. Poor things. They're older. They have thin skin. They just love that heat. I'm colder, but with this warmer weather that's been here, I let the stove go out, and then I get going outside, and it doesn't bother me as much. But if I'm inside crocheting, I am snugged right up, let me tell you. So Gwen said, getting ready to start baking for Thanksgiving. Oh, I bet she's baking some good stuff. Alicia wants to know what you're baking. So, yeah. And now next week is Thanksgiving, right? Oh, man. Let's see. Let me get a quick look. Yep, 23rd. Wow. So anybody have any pies? Mostly, but I do the whole thing for our family, so some of it will be prep, baking cornbread for dressing. Nice. I've been sewing more. I've been doing some crocheting. I've been doing a bit of knitting, not much. I get frustrated with knitting because I can't move as quick. Crochet, I can have something done no time flat. Gwen was one of the folks who did that crochet along heirloom quilt, block quilt that Alicia over at Country Mama Musings did. And I've been doing a mini version of it about this big. It's really cool. It's not necessarily that pattern. I'm using something else. So it's pretty cool. Hey, Andale, hope you're doing well. Brian says, I have a lot to get done before snowfall. Picking up more corn tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I saw the corn that you picked up, Brian. That's great. That's great. Hey, Idaho Garden Girl. Yeah, no worries. No worries. I ordered from a local farm, Gar Horizons. Nice. Nice. I was going to get a pumpkin and make a pumpkin pie, but I ended up giving all the pigs the pumpkin and the chickens. We got a white pumpkin for $4, which is pretty cheap here. Hey, Mountain Grandma. Hope you're doing well, Tammy. I got a funny story for you. But I ended up giving it to the pigs, and they loved it. Sewing tomorrow because this heating pad has a microfiber cover. Can't stand microfiber. It makes me to touch it. Yeah. Oh, it gets caught on every dry piece of skin. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So Tammy at Mountain Grandma always asks me if I videoed things, and we were laughing about that on our live this past Tuesday. Oh, and reminder, if you watch the 7F goal setting series on Tuesdays, we are not having one this Tuesday. We will be back the following week. So today I was telling you guys earlier, but Mountain Grandma's here, so I wanted to let her know. So she's going to ask me if I videoed it. And yes, I did, but I'm not posting it because it's not great. And I deleted the video. But I took the cowboy candy. I had about this much of the cowboy candy. I drained it out. And I tried to rush the sourdough process and shouldn't have. I didn't let it bulk ferment enough because I wanted it for supper tonight. I should have just made a no-knead bread, but no, I insisted on making sourdough. So not only did I not let it bulk ferment enough, but I took the cowboy candy, put some shredded cheddar in the batter, mixed it together, baked it, and then because of the shine, for lack of a better term, while I was cooking it, I thought it was wet. So I kept cooking it and I overcooked it. It was so dense. It was good, but it was so dense because I rushed the sourdough process, and it wasn't a good rise on the loaf because I made it so quickly. But I brought one loaf over to my neighbor. It is so darn hot, the jalapenos. Even in the bread, it would take your breath away. It was so funny. But yeah, I want to see if I can show you a picture of it. I put it on Instagram. This was the one that I brought to my neighbor. There, you should be able to see it there. So I will try it again. Absolutely. But my neighbor, I had said to him, do you want plain or do you want jalapeno and cheddar? And he said, well, he's 84. And he said, well, if it's got jalapenos in it, he says, that's A plus. And I said, great. I will bring you a loaf. So I bring it to him when it comes out of the oven on his rack and all that stuff. And I said to him, I think it was an epic fail. So I said, I don't think it's going to be good. He's like, it'll be fine. So I'm sure he sucked it down. A gallon of milk is $7.25. Oh my gosh. Oof. That's crazy, Annette. Yeah, Mountain Grandma, absolutely. It was totally a heavy, heavy bread. It looked beautiful, but it just didn't rise enough. Like usually I get a really good rise on mine. I rushed the process and I shouldn't have done that. So live and learn, not a big deal. But it went well with the corn chowder, so that's really good. That's really cool. Hey, Tony, our cabin in the woods. Nice job with the pigs getting everything ready. Hey, Alexander. Dark Lord Manette, hope you're doing well. No, no sorries for being late. We were just talking about like, hey, what are you doing with the quieter season? I know for myself, I'm really enjoying it. Hey, Virginia Alexander, hope you're doing well, my friend. So what kind of projects do you guys have coming up now that the season is slowing down? I call it slowdown because holidays, we're by ourselves here, so it's pretty easy. Hey, Sherman's Family Farm, hope you're doing well. Anybody have any winter projects planned? Hey, Joyfully Orange, Deborah, thanks. Tammy Mountain Grandma, what are you up to during this slower season, or are you still really busy? I know you're crazy busy with work. I'm hoping to make more soap with the lard that I rendered and do all that kind of thing. It's actually been so warm that Ryan got a deer tag this year and he hasn't gone out because for us to hang it, it's too warm and we'd have to do coolers with ice and all that. So he's kind of holding off. But I think he is going out tomorrow. So fingers crossed. Oh, Sherman's Family Farm is building a chicken coop in between chatting. Nice. Good for you. I think that we should make more cheese. It will have to be with store-bought milk, but that's okay. Oh, that makes sense, Annette. That's expensive cheese. Are you able to get milk from anybody, raw milk from anybody locally? I'm just wondering. Because I know for me, I can get fresh goat milk, but I can't get dairy. Because anyone who's rare enough to have a dairy cow here isn't parting with what I want. Finally got the crochet squares done for my grandbabies. Afghan. So tonight I'm working on putting them together. So excited. And started the dough for the English muffins today. Wow, that's great, Tammy. Hi, Angie, our cabin in the woods. Ann Dale said, this is a busy family time for us. I'm hoping to do more videos, but we shall see. Well, don't worry about it. Enjoy the time with your family. Joyfully Orange, Deborah said, winter projects will be defrosting garage fridge, reorganizing pantries, clearing out tons of stuff we don't need anymore. That's time well spent right there. Hey, Angie, no worries. No finally. Come one, come all, whenever. Those are some great projects you guys got going on. I'm hoping to clean out my pantry and make room for all the canned foods that I did. I have to tell you, I do not like canned carrots. I canned all those carrots. I do not like them. They're like baby food. I really do prefer blanched frozen vegetables. Ryan, on the other hand, loves mushy vegetables, so he's just loving it. So he'll eat them all. Hey, Chris and Larry Homestead. Fresh milk is not legal here. Oh, okay, Annette. I didn't realize that. Gotcha. Gosh, I feel like I'm talking about something illegal. Raw milk. Yeah. Yeah, mushy carrots are vile. Vile. Making the cooler pantry for home canned foods. Nice. I do love freeze-dried. In fact, that's why my broth was purple, because I put freeze-dried carrots in my chicken stock. Dry pack your carrots. Huh. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I don't know anything about that. Carrot pie is supposed to taste like sweet potato pie. Interesting. Ooh, that's a good idea, Idaho Garden Girl. Creamy carrot soup. That's a good point, too. Hey, Extreme Homestead. Hope you guys are doing well. I dry pack green beans, carrots. Interesting. I canned my potatoes and they were okay. I mean, they didn't bother me. But the carrots were mushy. I do prefer to freeze dried over it. I also ended up doing, I don't know, we did green beans and corn. And after making the homemade cream corn tonight for the corn chowder, I'm going to be definitely doing a lot more corn next year. Hey, Tina Ladybug. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, carrot cake. That's a good idea too. That's a great idea. I'll have to try that. I'll have to look into these things. That's a great idea. Like I said, my husband loves mushy vegetables. I'll steam zucchini and yellow squash. He wants them steamed until they're dead. I like them firm. It's an ongoing joke here. We did. Oh, wait a minute. I have to go back up. I missed something. Broke Cowgirl said something. 3 weeks later, hubby finally got the son's trucks fixed. Wow, that's great. What a nightmare. Let's see. Hold on, guys. I'm going through. We did that in 2020. Broke Cowgirl. Sweet girl lost her calf, and we had a good run of 4 to 5 months. It was awesome. Wow. It just became legal to sell raw milk here in Iowa. It became legal, I believe, in July. Oh, good deal. Good deal. I belong to Snug Food Preservation Facebook group, and one admin posted a carrot soup a few days ago that can be canned. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah, potatoes are getting old. You can make instant potatoes with them. Absolutely. I did our whole potato harvest freeze dried. Not this year, the year before. I prefer it. Mr. Mushy Vegetable Guy likes them canned. But I did that, and we had mashed potatoes. You had a little bit of water and nuke them, good to go. It was great for ice fishing. We had diced tomatoes, shredded tomatoes, potatoes, shredded potatoes. It was just great. I love doing all that stuff. Hey, Angela, the inquisitive farm wife. Hey, Angela, do you still need hours or anything? I'm curious. Have a good night, Holman's Homestead. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Hope you feel better. Hey, Red River Rat Homestead. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Nanny Tam. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I wish they would. I don't know. I don't know if it's legal here or not, but I buy it. Goat's milk anyway. I think in North Dakota it is. You're welcome. I hope you feel better. So I'm just curious if Angela needs some hours or if she's met her goal. But anyway, I'm just reading the comments. Bear with me, guys. So yeah, back on StreamYard, trying to figure this all out again. Congratulations, Angela. Angela is officially monetized. Whoop, whoop. Excited. Very cool. I'm glad to hear that. Congratulations. Xander passed out his Wild Game November dinner to share. Will drop tomorrow, so make sure you check out Dark Lord Minute. Very cool. Nancy, how many hours do you need? I'm just curious. And guys, make sure you check out Extreme Homestead. That is formerly Blue Collar Homestead. I think they left that channel and they started a new one. Very good. Sherman's Family Farm needs 600 more hours. Whoop, whoop. Reddit River Rat is setting things up for processing chickens on Sunday. Nice. Xander has 4 months to get up to 1K subs and 4K watch hours before I hit my 1 year. Whoop, whoop. Go check everybody out. Nancy at Our Treasured Home only needs 340 hours. How exciting. Very exciting. Congratulations. Make sure you guys check everybody out. You get some cool stuff going on, supporting everybody. Let's see here. Very cool. Very cool. I'm excited for you guys. I'm just looking up real quick here. But yeah, that's all we got going on. You guys got any questions or anything you want to share? Just curious. Such a lag between the chats. Crazy. How are things for you, Lisa, at Yogi Hollow Farm? Aw, thanks, Annette. It's good. It's good. I was away from the homestead for a very long day yesterday. I'm glad to be home. One of those civic duties that you have to perform. And lucky me, I got picked for once a month for the next year. How exciting. I can't say anything more about it, sadly, online. But yeah, we're doing well. I am going to sit back and relax and crochet this weekend and enjoy while Ryan goes hunting in the morning. Chris and Larry Homestead are pressing apples tomorrow for cider. They have 600 pounds from their trees they picked so far. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Wow. Extreme Homestead wants to know if anybody else is having coyote problems. Anybody else having coyote problems? We are not, knock on wood. We are not, thankfully. We have them around all the time, but knock on wood, have not had a problem. Oh. The bread tasted really good, Red. It was just too dense because I tried to rush the sourdough process. Hey, Garden State so-and-so. Hope you're doing well. Nancy at Our Treasured Home is sewing this weekend. Excuse me, going to try to start the sourdough too. That's awesome. Thanks, Annette. I had so many people reach out to me and they were like, are you okay on IG? Because I hadn't posted in my stories because I couldn't. I had to have my phone off. And everybody was like, are you all right? Are you okay? Yeah, once a month. Once a month in Rapid City. It's insane. And Dale said, I'm going to have a great big giveaway on December 2nd to say thank you to everyone teaming up with Lazy Days Ahead. It should be a blast. That's awesome. Make sure you check out Ann Dale's giveaway. Homemade apple cider. Sounds delicious. So does. Yes, I can crochet while doing that. In fact, I brought it with me. I'm a troublemaker. I brought a scissor. I knew I shouldn't have, but I brought it anyway. And then they gave it back to me when I left. I know better. I still did it. Coyotes keep getting closer and closer, but haven't gotten any of our animals. Huh. Good night, Joyfully Orange, Deborah. Have a good weekend. Oh, that's... Is there a lot of buildup by you? Like a lot of buildings going up, like houses, businesses, that kind of thing? I mean, that's happening everywhere, but I just say that because I know in Connecticut, they became they were like that, and they became so brazen that you could shoot at them and they would ignore you. They didn't even care. They were hungry because their habitat was disappearing. We've had cougars and grizzly bears on our summer pasture since we left with our cows. Yeah, thank goodness you were gone. No kidding, Annette. Oh, grizzlies. Yikes. Glad you're doing well, Garden State. Yeah, Chris and Larry, I always did too because of my former career, but not anymore. Now I'm kind of stuck. So I figured, why not? Garden State so-and-so is knitting. River Rat Homestead, his biggest problem is hawks and eagles. Angie said coyotes here too. No building up, huh? Huh. That's wild. Yeah, because usually they get like that. Alexander said that's up in Reno and Sparks. They just walked down the road and will eat your dog. Yep. Yeah, when we were in Connecticut, I used to go running and they would just stare you down. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Here, the biggest thing we have in town is deer. I mean, the deer are everywhere. In fact, they're very much a nuisance in town. We have them here, but they're really bad in town. Animals are locked up, but I keep getting these coyotes on my game camera. One of them was actually rubbing against the camera 20 feet from the goat barn. Oof. Might need to get a trap going. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Hey, Matthews Patch. Good to see you. Love the harvest video. It's brown snake season. They're already in the yard. Yikes. Yikes. But thanks for watching the harvest video. Yeah, we did really well for our climate, I will say. We've learned a lot, and I'm feeling pretty proud about it. Chris and Larry caught a coyote on a night camera in the driveway the other night. Thank goodness the LGDs were barking and carrying on, for sure. I'm sure they're hungry because of our drought and no berries. Yep. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. Unalive time for that coyote too close to your goats. Chris just threw it out there. That's why I said trap. I just went with trap, but unalive works. Counting on Tank to take care of the coyotes. See, in Connecticut, the coyotes would win. That was the problem. Didn't matter. I watched shepherds get taken down. They just became so brazen that they didn't care. They were out of their minds. Here, it's a little different. Yeah, way too close to your goats. Especially, you probably have pregnant goats too this time of year, or newly bred. Isn't this an exciting live? Any suggestions for extreme homestead besides the obvious with the coyotes? One is trouble. Yeah, they definitely learn easier food in town. That's for sure. That's for sure. We've had deer in our backyard. We always do. The ones in town, the town crew used to shoot, and then they would take them to the processor and they would process the meat and they would donate the venison to the local food bank. They haven't done that the past 2 years, and I'm not sure why, but they usually took care of the nuisance part of the problem, because what happens is tourism dwindles and the deer are in town all over the place. Nursing in the spring, they'll be nursing their babies on the side roads. 3 pregnant does right now. Yep. Nanny Tam, we hear the coyotes almost every night lately. Yep. Mountain Grandma said Arizona was the same. Lost a couple of dogs. Coyotes lived in the mountains. So there we were in their backyard. Yep. Yeah, Connecticut, they were really brazen. There's so much different here. So much different here. Different in North Carolina, too. A little more skittish. Connecticut, they didn't care. They'd stare you down. It got to the point where I was carrying mace when I used to run it, because I used to run before work. So they do it now, but you get on a waiting list to receive the meat. Neat. Well, the waiting part is... Are you on the waiting list, Angie? That's really cool. River Rat, I'm getting too old to shoot my compound bow. I just bought a crossbow. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, you got to have equipment that goes with you. My neighbor came home to a black bear on her porch. We are in northern middle Tennessee, not bear country. Ryan's grandmother had a beautiful old farmhouse in Connecticut, not far from where we lived. And he had video. She had bird feeders. The bear would like literally climb all over her porch like a jungle gym. It was crazy. She had to stop feeding the birds, and that was like her one true joy, was all the different birds coming to the window. So it's kind of sad, but the bears just destroyed the feeders. Mainly for low economic population. Gotcha, Angie. Yeah, they did it in our town and then they stopped. So I don't know. Maybe someone complained, but I really thought it was a good idea because it took care of the nuisance, and it helped people out. So not a bad thing. Yeah. Yeah, Annette, literally they would climb. There were like rocks going up to the porch, and they would climb up. And then they would just be hanging outside her picture window on the porch. And you just stand there. We had, when we lived in Connecticut, we had bear, black bear. And it was really funny because they would run from the back of our house from the woods, and they would run down our driveway and go right across the main road. And then they would run across the street. It's crazy. Gwen said, we don't have bear here, but we have everything else. You know, Tim and Trinity, that's Extreme Homestead. There's been rumors of them. I've never seen any evidence of them. In Connecticut, they would they would put their claws right into the garbage can cover, pull it off the garbage can. Then they would pull the bag out. And what they would do is pick it up like this. And then they would drag it up the hill. And well, the hill was all full of like stumps because it was all overgrown when we moved in, and we cut it down and we just let the leaves fall there and everything. They would drag the bag up to behind a tree, and they would set it in front of a tree. And when they did that, they could go through it like this. It was like they were human. It was the most incredible thing ever, but they would make a huge mess. But yeah. And I always knew if the bear went running down my driveway and across the street, because in Connecticut, my neighbor had a trampoline and his grandchildren lived in the house behind him with his daughter. And so they had a trampoline for the kids, and those kids were outside all the time. So all of a sudden you'd hear somebody shooting to scare the bear, because the kids would be on the trampoline and the bear would go running behind. The grandfather would shoot, but it's crazy. Let's see. But yeah, they say that they've seen them here. I've never seen any evidence. People rarely get any pictures or anything, so it's kind of up in the air. But then again, Connecticut, they always said they denied that we had bobcats and mountain lions, and there were tons of them everywhere. She blew her horn till he ran off. but disturbing for our area. Someone saw her a few days later and she was crossing the road with 2 cubs. Ah, yep, yep. My friend went out of her house in Connecticut and she lived in a more populated neighborhood. It was still rural Connecticut, but we're talking like a neighborhood of houses, one right after the other. And she pulled up to her house and her father was at the window going like this. Don't get out of the car. Don't get out of the car. And he was going like this and he's pointing. There's a bear hanging in the tree above her car. A black bear on the porch. Yikes. When I was in Arizona, I had javelinos on my porch, but never a bear. That's crazy. I know. Oh, let's see. I just want to go back down. Some guy just killed a black bear about 30 miles from us a few months ago. Crazy. Wow. That's Chris and Larry. Extreme Homestead said, never seen bears around here, but there have been reports of bears across the river in Arkansas. Yeah. Angie is too funny. Angie said they have Sasquatch here. Just kidding. That's funny. When we moved here, my guide dog was mistaken for a small bear. People kept calling the cops going, oh my God, they have a bear in their yard. That's funny. That's funny. Nanny Tam says we have black panthers, bobcats, coyotes, etc. Yep. It's funny because, we have all of the things we have, and then we have the state parks, right? So it's like, when you're in the state parks, you can't do anything there. Or in the national parks. When you're around the house, it's a different story. Tony, at our cabin in the woods, we had 2 black bears within a mile last year. Wow. We used to see black bears in North Carolina too. In Asheville, you would see mama bears with their cubs to the point where we were downtown Asheville, well, right outside of downtown Asheville, and we have a code for safety for the bear because the bear would come out with her cubs and they would be over by the dumpsters. Even though they were covered, they would literally be out in the parking lot. We'd have to lock the building down and not let anyone out. And they had a radio collar program that they were following them. Louisiana has the Rougarou. What is that? I'll have to look that up. Hey, Marcel, a little fish in the kitchen. Hope you're doing well. Sadly, there are a lot of reports of deaths here each year in Alberta by bear. Yeah, it's sad. And I don't know about Alberta, but I know, Yellowstone, the parks around here, whether they're state or national, also have their share of folks who think that they can go pet them. Or they are not savvy enough to be prepared for being out in territory with bison or elk, and people get hurt. So it's just sad. Our son and his family live in black bear country, 2 counties away. Lots of black bears, not so much in your county. Yep. Alicia, he used to do all of that stuff. He hasn't done it in years. In fact, he hasn't been deer hunting in years. He did an antelope. Here, the hunting tags work a little differently for a lot of different animals. We have tons of deer here, but it's a lottery by person and region. So he has to put in for tags for the region he wants, and then he has to wait and see if he gets them. This is the first year he got a deer tag for our region. And the way it works, a lot of people will go outside of our region, is what we're told. And the reason why is because outside of our region, there's less pine trees, and they feel that the meat tastes better when they're not eating a lot of pine trees. So, like, the big joke that I've been told is, I haven't eaten them, but the big joke is the squirrels here taste like turpentine, because all they eat is pine needles. Whereas if you go to the other parts of the state, they taste a lot better. That's what I'm hearing. Same thing with Dove. Someone we know went across the state and got a ton of doves out that way, and they were delicious. They were delicious. Let me just catch up with the chat real quick. They have bears all over East Tennessee, but that's 109 miles from us. The ranger here suspects they're coming down from Kentucky. Yep. Yes, you can eat bear. I've never eaten it, but you can. Yes, the Yellowstone visiting folks are on another level. We see them here. That they visit here every year for several months, sadly. And they see the bison, and they see the little cinnamons, which are the bison calves, and they say, "Oh, I want to go pet the bison." Do not pet the fluffy cows. And I am still going to get me a t-shirt like that. Hundreds, not 109. I get it. Let me just go down. Never trust any animals 100%. The guy will buy hay. We buy hay from had his camel freak out and killed 2 people and attack a police car. Holy cow. Won't be milking that camel, will we? We've been told that our squirrels taste like garbage. Yeah, that's the big thing, is any wildlife here eating pine needles, they taste like turpentine. That was one mad camel. Yeah, when I was in North Carolina, there was a lot of people who would hunt for bear. That was more the Tennessee border counties, but you see Andell, she says we eat bear around here. No holy camel, Lisa. Holy camel. Yeah, it's just something else. It's crazy. So we'll see. He's going to go out tomorrow, so hopefully he'll get something, and we'll have a lot more meat. It sure was a mad camel. Yeah, I never had bear either. I never had one. I would definitely try it. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. There's something about bear that I can't remember. I don't know enough about it to say it, but is it something with the fat? Anybody know about that? The fat on bear? Bear is yum, Xander said. Okay. For Thanksgiving, we're cooking half of one of our 45-pound turkeys. Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. Angie said greasy. I've heard that. Thank you for blessing me. You got to clean up the fat properly. The bear I had tasted pretty gamey. Yep. Thank you for the blessings. Yeah. How I grew up was that you need to cook the bear really well. They eat everything, meat and veggies raw. Thank you. Got it. Yeah, I've heard that too. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. It's the dust in my house. It's killing me. Hopefully I'm done. Thank you. Same guy who had camel crossbred a donkey with a zebra. It had a donkey head with striped zebra legs. That's weird. It has to be done right. Yep, that makes sense. I ate it as a kid at my aunt's house in Colorado. I didn't like it at all. Yep. I don't know. I never had it. A Z-donk. Gwen says that's called a Z-donk. We had a turkey fail this year. One broke its leg and was only 8 pounds dressed. Well, I mean, you made the most out of its life. It didn't go to waste, you know. Sometimes that happens. I miss our turkeys. We did sell them and we moved on from them because we decided that we could easily raise a turkey for the year and not keep them all winter. And I do miss them because they were funny. We had a 12-pound chicken last time. Yeah, I love that. Larry called it a chicken turkey. Yeah, that's cool. Beef burger mixed with beef fat are pretty good, though. Nice. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, look who is in the chat. You guys post some hearts in the chat for Barb's Country Home. My little boo thing is in the chat. She won't answer everybody because she can't be on too long, but I don't want her typing away, but just send her love and everything. I haven't given updates because I want to respect her privacy. Like I said, she won't say hello to everybody, but oh my gosh, Barb, we love you. We miss you. We pray you're doing well. Oh, look at everybody sending you love, Barb. You don't have to type anything, sweetie. We love you, Barb. Look at all the love coming at you, sweetie. That's my survivor friend right there. She's going to kick that cancer's butt, and she is going to be doing well. She said, I've been listening. Well, you don't have to say a word, sweetie pie. We love you to death. We're just thrilled to know you're there, and we're sending you prayers. And look at all the love. Oh, my gosh. Love that woman. So Barb is undergoing cancer treatment. I'm not going to get into details because that's her business, but I did post it on my community tab a while ago. I did a video for her, but just say a prayer for her because that woman doesn't ask the world for anything. She insists on doing it all herself. Her son went and made a GoFundMe page and she didn't want it. And all she wants are prayers. It was just such a beautiful woman. Look at them. You guys are the best. Thank you guys. Oh, I hope we're making her tear up. Not too bad though. I don't want her to get dehydrated. Annette said something earlier. I want to go back to. Bear, it's so strong. Stew soup. She's wondering about stew or soup. She's in mine too, Chris and Larry. Absolutely. Don't you worry about responding, Barb. You just sit there and listen, sweetie. Let us send the love to you. You guys are the best. I love you guys. Look at you. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. All right, we don't want her to tear up too much. She'll get dehydrated. But we're sending all that positive energy to you, Barb. Have a good evening, Extreme Homestead. I hope you guys get that coyote out of your way. Stew is good with bear because it takes the time to break it down and collects flavors from everything else. You still have to remember to clean it well, though, and get rid of the ick fat. Yep. Greasy was what I remembered. Somebody said that earlier. Greasy was what I remembered. That's a good point. Morning, Blue. Hope you're doing well. So that's good information to have. Nanny Tam was saying that they were coming from Kentucky. Do you think that was because of the flooding? Their food supply was kind of jeopardized? I don't know. I was just curious. right, guys. Well, it's been an hour. That went by quick. Thanks for sending all the love to Barb. I think that's amazing. I was lucky to travel around the world when I was 13, 14 with my grandmother, and I've eaten a lot of things at least once. That's cool. Yeah, I did. I had a family that introduced me to a lot of different things. Hey, Kevin at Tuber Chat. Hope you're doing well. Well, guys, we are going to get going. So I am going to wish you all the best Thanksgiving ever if you celebrate it. If you don't celebrate it, I hope you have a good week. And we will see you next week. Love to you guys. Thanks for being here. Have a great day. Take care, y'all. You too, guys. Thanks for being here. Be safe. Stay warm. Bye, y'all. Bye.